Welcome to Game of Roses. This is PaceCase.
This is BachelorClues. It's Monday. That means this is digging deeper. Now we're going to dig a lot into a bunch of Call Her Daddy clips today. Of course, she had two gigantic podcast interviews with Huda and Amaya. We're going to be digging through a lot of those, and we're going to wrap today's show up with a few tantalizers from those Viall files, in which the great one is talking to none other than Wellesley Adams.
Oh.
Yes.
Can't wait for that dynamic.
We get a little insight shed on working with Scott Teddy from the Wellesian. Indeed.
Okay.
So let's jump into this. Are you ready, PaceCase?
I'm ready.
All right. Our first clip comes to us courtesy of Call Her Daddy. This was the July 16th episode. Amaya was the guest. In this first clip, Amaya is defending Huda in the heartbeat challenge and essentially saying, hey, we ain't got no phones. The challenges are how we have fun. Here we go.
We have to talk about another one of the biggest conversations online. Was what the fuck went down in the heart rate challenge? Amaya. Everyone is like, did Huda take it too far? None of us were there. We couldn't see the angle. Do you think she took it too far with Ace?
I mean, listen, whenever we do challenges, we just really go all in. Like, we don't have a TV, we don't have our phone. This is our entertainment. Like, we're like, okay, we're in an amusement park. Let's just go for the ride. So, seriously. And listen, one thing about my girl is she's a great dancer. She knows how to, when she shakes that booty, it's an earthquake following through. So, I believe that she really just had fun. And you lost in the moment, like lost in the sauce, like she's just having fun. You know?
Yeah. She's twerking. It's all going down.
I definitely don't think like she should have been like attacked.
So there you have it.
Oh my God.
It's like an earthquake.
It's an earthquake coming through. I feel that. I felt that from the twerking challenge. I was like, that was a twerk heard around the world. Yeah,
she's very good at it. Okay, so there's a couple things to get to, but first let me ask you this. Did you see the TikTok live that happened with Amaya and Brian, where you can hear her in the background saying, is the plug coming through?
Wait, what? Who?
She's basically talking about if they're getting their drugs or not.
What? Oh,
but I think they're just talking about
live?
weed. Yeah, on a live. It was very funny. But what she's talking about. Where is
she?
Where is she what?
Amaya, come to California. You don't need a plug.
Oh, I mean, I think they just had like a weed dealer coming. I don't think it was anything big. It was just kind of funny. But what?
I've never heard that term.
The plug? I
thought you meant butt plug.
Oh, wow. Maybe that's what you meant. Maybe I have it wrong. I think I think that what she's talking about here is interesting in terms of like the challenges being like their only source of entertainment. That the rest of the time, if they're not involved in a challenge, they're basically just talking about relationships and, oh my God, do I like this guy? Does this guy like me? Whatever, which isn't the fun. That's like the job. And they differentiate the challenge is like, oh, now we get to have some fun and cut loose. And so the idea is presented here. Is anything that happens in a challenge admissible in the court of opinion of the Islanders as being off limits or not? Can you go too far in it, basically? And Huda was saying, or Amaya here was saying no, basically.
I love this take. I think it's so fascinating how everyone perceives the challenges differently. And they're like, are there boundaries? Are there not? If people discuss the boundary, because I remember Sierra and Nick discuss their boundaries and be like, don't kiss people. And then they were kissing people. So I'm like, what does that mean? Like, and I mean, I tend to agree with Amaya, like, let your talents shine. But that is really interesting, the whole like boredom thing. And you see that when they get a text, they get the zoomies. They're like, we're gonna do something.
Yeah. Plus, I think it's I don't know how open they are in talking about this with one another as players, but the idea that like when these challenges are on, this is your time to shine. This is when you can actually do something that will become like, winning the challenge really is being one of the the people presented the best in the challenge. The actual victory is meaningless, but it's like you want to be the most memorable performance, whatever that entails in the given challenge of anybody. And it's like, that's part of being on the show. That's part of like getting the most out of this experience. Like, look at Huda. She, I think hands down, was the overall kind of challenge champion. She was the one who always had the most crazy stuff going on, the back bend, the twerking on Ace, winning the twerking competition with Megan Thee Stallion, all that stuff. She dominated the challenges. And as a result, she has the most Instagram and TikTok followers of anybody by far from this season. And
you think it's from her challenge play?
It's part of it. It contributes to the idea of like, what type of a player are you? For Huda, it was absolutely dominant. That was it. Yeah. Like if you were going in a challenge against her, good fucking luck.
I know. Like especially the twerking competitions. I feel like Nick was also a really excellent challenge player. He really laid it all on the field. That milk challenge, I was just like, he's doing way more than is even expected, and like just create like a true showman, you know?
Yeah.
Born to be doing this.
Think of the opposite of this is all the couples have prearranged agreements. We will not kiss anyone or touch anyone in the challenges. And then we're watching that TV show and they're just sitting there. Like, you can't have that in this show. And I think Huda understood that. Amaya clearly understands that. I like that she's sticking up for Huda to some degree in here. Yeah. And it's I don't know if she'll say it in any of these clips, but like the bottom line is always in any of these cases, it's a television show. These are actors on a TV show. They have to make it entertaining. All right.
Yeah,
are you ready?
I do not understand the calls from the fourth audience for everyone to be boring and chaste and nice to each other.
Totally. That ain't what I'm here to watch. Clip number 2 begins. It is also Call Her Daddy from the same episode. In this clip, Amaya is breaking down why they might have voted off some of the stronger couples in the game. Here we go.
Ooh.
We all did discuss that if no one's officially closed off, we should be open. And if like that's not a conversation that was brought up, they would just, we all just agreed to staying open until anyone is officially closed off.
Okay, so I see. So it's like if you're not closed off, but you're acting closed off, then you're, what's going on here?
Yeah,
because it's like then close off. So we're like, wow, you guys are in a relationship. This is beautiful. But if you're saying you're still open, but you're not actually fucking talking to people, then what's the deal?
Yeah, that's exactly the whole point.
Okay,
because then it gets messy, it gets weird because and then you guys are acting closed off. So if a girl was to approach the guy that you're currently in a couple with, it will start some whole drama for her. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So I guess they had like official rules there. It kind of makes sense, I guess.
By this cast.
Yeah, and I think that this is probably in reference to Jeremiah because he wasn't like officially closed off with Huda, but they voted him off, and that certainly is how he was acting, you know. Up until they had their neon door breakup, and then he tried to pivot to Adrena. But
it's an interesting attack on your boomerang strategy, I think. Because it's like, you have to officially close off if you're actually in a couple, or at least look like you're actively exploring and not just like faking it. This is a huge plot on Love Island UK this season.
Oh, wow.
It's like all the couples are not closed off, but people get in trouble for exploring, and it just ends with like bombshells getting embarrassed basically because they're bringing people on thinking they're open and then they're not actually open.
Yeah, I mean the boomerang strategy really though is like you have to sell that you are actively really truly exploring these other people, you know. You do have to make it believable. I still think that strategy is like overall the best.
Hard simply to achieve, I think, partnered with Huda.
What's that?
I think that's a hard play to achieve when you're partnered with Huda.
It's a hard play to achieve no matter who you're partnered with, to make it believable, you know, that you're not kind of locked into a couple and that this isn't all bullshit. That's the nature of reality TV. We're watching it unfold on BIP as well right now. I just think that for me, in terms of like, it's obviously dependent on any given season and who the players are and what the circumstances are. But generally speaking, as a baseline strategy, that boomerang strategy, it affords you the stability of knowing you're going to be like getting a rose or chosen, whatever the mechanic of whatever game you're in is, centered around needing to be in a couple. It lets you kind of like rest easy knowing that will always be the case. And now I get to go on these dates and go fucking wild and like throw a kind of wrench into that couple maybe. But me and the person in that couple know that's fake. And so we can have our little fight about it or whatever. I just think it's, I don't know. And it gives you all that drama. So you're like always the kind of main character of whatever's going on in the narrative. Oh shit, they're going on a date with somebody else. Is it going to go well? Oh my God. I just feel like that gives you the most bang for your buck if you're in one of these situations.
Yeah, if you're coupled up, you need to be fighting. Like, what else are we going to be watching otherwise? Some love levels, some, you know, closing off, boyfriend, girlfriend. But, it's you gotta determine it with your partner somehow off camera.
In a DM before the season is my suggestion. Or a phone call even. I mean, we're watching what you're talking about, the boredom of like a couple who locks off too early in Jess and Spencer.
Oh, yeah.
On BIP. They've removed them from the show. Your reward for falling in love quickly and getting in a committed relationship quickly is disappeared from the show. Thank you very much. It's like, who are they following? Primarily in this past episode, it was Dale Moss and Kat Izzo getting in a fight again and again and again and again. And then she gives him the rose in the end. Do they have a boomerang strategy agreement? I'll never tell.
I'll never tell. Are you coaching Dale Moss? You have to tell me.
I'll never tell. Do you remember that Brittany Murphy movie? God, what the hell was it called?
I definitely remember that line.
I forget what the movie was called, but that was in the trailers. I remember her going, I'll never tell. Anyways, let's move on.
I feel like it's also just like an evolving thing, and it'll evolve with different casts. And like something happened in the UK season where someone who was like in a very safe, stable relationship, like went for someone who was like in a very safe, stable relationship. And like, to me, that was super exciting TV because it's like, it's so risky. And it seems for TRR. It's like, okay, that's why you're actually there. But then that person got punished for it and got kicked off the show. So I was like, oh, I hate this.
Yeah. Who kicked him off the show? UK or producers or players?
UK public.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, I think
it might have been, the vote might have been a little bit too early to see that, but
I'm curious to see, with regard to that specifically, how the fourth audience changes for Love Island USA over the next couple of years. Because I do feel like this season was a lot of people's first time watching either Love Island or a show like it. And their voting kind of inclinations, I think as they watch more seasons, might change.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I don't know if I necessarily expected the public to go along with my Huda vote. And they're at least voting with her on Instagram and TikTok. Yeah. But I think like there were a lot of those couples that like you want to be keeping the couples on the show who deliver the most entertainment. Yeah. In my opinion, as a viewer of a show, you know, that's basically what you want. And so you always want to be voting in the messiest players, the ones who are like the best at the challenges, like Huda and all that kind of stuff. And I know like some of the votes would ultimately come down to the players, like getting rid of Jeremiah, which I still think is a massive error. But I think the voting public, how they vote, will start to change in the next couple of seasons. It'll be fun to watch. I mean, you see it a little bit with them pairing Jeremiah with Iris. That's a messy vote, you know? For sure. But yeah, some of them I still, in USA and UK, I'm like, what? I don't understand. Like, all of my favorite players in the UK were in the bottom 3 of the girls. I was like, what are you watching? What am I missing? Yeah. Well, this is the fun of watching sports on TV too. We all get to have our opinions. Let's move on. Clip number 3, once again, is Call Her Daddy. This is the same episode with Amaya. In this clip, she's talking about
Sierra's exit and how it affected them all. Here we go.
Dude, literally, we all started the morning together, and then out of nowhere, she did disappear, and we all were just asking where was Sierra. I remember asking, I was like, "Do you guys know where Sierra went?" And then same thing with Nick. I was like, "Nick, where's Sierra?" We all genuinely did not know, so we did not get the chance to say goodbye. We weren't able to see her pack her bags. It literally just happened in the flash of an eye. It felt very unreal, in a way. What is going on?
Where were you guys when she clearly went and packed her bags?
We were all in a villa. We literally were all just hanging out.
You were outside?
Outside.
Okay.
And she was gone. Literally gone.
Now knowing, I have to ask, why she left, how do you feel about it?
I definitely do think words matter and everyone should be respected, So, I just hope that, she learns from her consequences, which, she is a grown woman. So, hopefully moving on forward, it's just this should not be repeated,
Dang, that's so dystopian that she just disappeared.
That's so dystopian. The entire premise of the show is dystopian. We trap 20 of the hottest early 20s people in this weird set where we make them dry hump and fight with each other for our entertainment. All reality television is dystopian. Just to let you know. And it's fine with me. It's part of what I like about it. The promise of Running Man that I was delivered by Arnold Schwarzenegger back in 1987 is coming true.
I mean, I do think part of what I like about it is as an undergrad psychology major, they do things that would not be allowed in psychological studies, but are allowed on reality TV, and it is a fascinating psychological experiment.
Of course, and for all the reasons we talk about this all the time, but it's at the bottom of the tier is maybe they'll fall in love, maybe there'll be a relationship that comes out of this. That's the least concern. Then on up the list is, how am I going to interact in the actual environment, the weird physical game I find myself in? Then probably at the highest point of the tier is, what will the reaction of the public be? And can I spin this into some kind of a influencer career or subsequent reality television career? That part fascinates me. But this thing she's talking about, so
I put the love a little higher, but
okay. Yeah. Well, congratulations. We'll see. Season 30. It's wild to me. Season 30 of Bachelor is they're really going hardcore for a guy who wants to get married now, and all the players want to get married now. And it may be the season that has the most coached players in it of all time.
You have been a real life matchmaker before, so
yeah, I have led to some nuptials, but
just because there's strategy doesn't mean there can't be love.
You must have strategy in our beloved game to get the ring. If you want to get married, you literally must be able to play the game well.
That's what I tell my friends about dating apps. I'm like, well, you got to get on them. You got to get.
It's a game.
You got to get those numbers. You got to get those reps in.
Believe me, I see everything as a game, basically, including life itself. Sometimes, by the way, the game will play back with you. And I'm in a phase right now where this shit's playing back hardcore with me. And I'm like,
okay,
I can't believe this is all coinciding right with the Bachelor season 30 casting. It's just I feel like I'm at the height of my astral powers. All that said,
you have to come back to your body, Clues. Don't leave me doing the podcast alone. Return to your body.
We'll see.
Always.
I think I may be able to exist outside my body and still do the podcast. I'll figure it out. Amaya here. Amaya here is talking, though, in this clip about what happened with Sierra. What was their experience of her being disappeared out of the show? If we're to believe her here, and I don't know that we can at face value, she might have been told to say this, these are employees of Love Island. They have been told what to say in media appearances and stuff. Whether they're doing that or not, I don't know. And whether they were told to you got to lie about the Sierra thing or not, I don't know. but that's a possibility. I just want to put that out there.
Okay.
She seems truthful to me. And so it does seem like they just yanked Sierra out of the villa, and that was that.
And didn't tell them anything.
That's what it feels like to me, at least from what she's saying.
What? Oh my God.
She even called her daddy there. Alex Cooper is like, what happened when Sierra left? It's like she didn't leave. That little piece of language there is important because it means that Alex Cooper is kind of like towing the party line. She did not leave for personal reasons. She was yanked out of that show by producers. They kicked her off the show.
Perhaps
she was
kicking
forced
and screaming. Oh, I want to hear about that.
Yeah, I don't know if we have any of those clips.
Screaming in the background of Alandria's ITM.
Well, we'll see. Maybe she'll discuss that in one of these next clips. But let's move on to the next one. In this clip, Amaya gives us a brief look into how much the bombshells get to see going into the villa.
Ooh.
So this is going to be a fascinating, revelatory clip about the nature of the game for bombshells. Here we go. If you want to hear that clip and our reaction to it and all the clips from this Digging Deeper and all the Digging Deepers we've ever done and get access to our live shows and Casa Gore, which our next show in Casa Gore is going to be Perfect Match.
Perfect Match.
At the end of, or the beginning of August.
A few days, really.
Yeah, it's coming up quick. So join us for that. We'll be watching every episode in Casa Gore. We also have PaceCase Plot, but we also have Clues Corner. We also have our Discord where you can get access to the channel where you can upload your own screen that we play on Twibbins. I'm sure there's something else. Ad-free episodes.
Ad-free episodes. That's a big one.
Yeah. We got them all. Everything there in the pit. Please join us at patreon.com/Game of Roses.
Please rate this podcast. Please review this podcast. Please get a friend to listen to us, and then please rate this podcast. Please review this podcast.